By the time you watch this, I'll have been down in Cornwall for a couple of days, enjoying a well-earned break. This video is not about photography like what the rest of the channel has been about. Instead, this is the prologue to a brand new adventure. But to begin with, I've got to get all this camping gear into this car. This is going to be a fun challenge now, isn't it? Not. Let's get started. So the biggest challenge that I'm going to have here is the fact that this car seat is taking up a quarter of the boot space. Now I've been able to lay flat the other back seat, so hopefully I'm going to have enough room. Worst case scenario, I've got a roof bag that I can stick on top of the car, put all the remaining gear in if I need to. But let's get loading this car. Right, car is semi-loaded, got a ton of tables, camping bits, tent accessories. Now for the tent. Right, tent is in the car, and hopefully you can see me, hello, peering at you through what is a pretty full car at this point. Still got a few final bits to go in, but I thought I'd have a little bit of a break because you see, over the course of the next month here on YouTube is this Cornwall trip that I want to talk to you about. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be getting up about 5 o'clock for the 5 to 6 hour journey down from mid-Kent, where I am, down to Cornwall on the North Cornish coast where I'm staying. I always like to try and leave a little bit early where possible. Traffic around Stonehenge especially can be a bit of a nightmare. Everyone's slowing down, everyone wants to have a look at the famous stones, get their pictures in. But I think the plan is, of course, next week's video, it's all going to be about that journey, getting down to Cornwall itself, sharing the camping setup when I'm all set up, and then I'll hopefully end that video with a bit of photography. And then finally, I think the plan is I'll have maybe 1 or 2 videos where I'm down on the Cornish coast enjoying some of the amazing locations that you get down there. All depends on the great British weather, of course. I'm at the mercy of the elements with what I'm able to go out and shoot with the camera, what I'm able to record for you guys. But let's finish off loading up this car and get this packing. Let's get this packing done. Okay then, car's loaded. Let's see if I can close the boot. Of course I can, although there's one last thing I've got to think about packing: the camera bag. Because if I'm going to go on a little bit of a photography trip while I'm down in Cornwall, I need to make sure I've got my camera bag ready and packed. I'm making sure I'm not leaving anything behind that I might need, because when I'm down in Cornwall, 5 hours away from home, if I don't have it with me, I'm not going to be able to come back and get it. We've got microfiber cloths, perfect for, of course, keeping the lenses nice and clean. Got plug adapters for charging equipment, and of course, we've got charging cables as well. Really can't forget those. I'm going to be constantly going to be charging my gear up when I'm not using it. Got even small accessories just like this if I want to do any filming with the DJI Action 4, especially if I do any street photography when I'm on holiday. It's weird because when I do street photography when I'm on holiday, it doesn't get to me. My anxieties don't get to me like they do when I did street photography not too long ago. We've of course got some extra power packs, perfect for keeping my gear charged when I'm out. Of course, we've got the ND filters, we've got the magnetic filters. Definitely going to need these down in Cornwall because there's going to be some long exposures, there's going to be some minimalism whilst I'm at the coast. Spare microphone, need to make sure that is packed. Spare batteries for the camera. I think because of how I charge my main camera with my main battery, it's going to be my third-party batteries that are going to be my main source of power down in Cornwall, which is going to be a bit nervy because of course third-party batteries, they're not the most reliable, but we'll have to see how we get on. Got my 100 to 400 millimeter. Normally I wouldn't think about taking this, but as I said in my last video, I'm slowly starting to connect with it a little bit more. So I'm going to take it with me. You never know what I might see far off in the distance, maybe get some detail in the cliffs. Of course, we've got the Canon RP. Cannot forget the camera, can we? It would be an absolute disaster if I forgot the camera. And of course, we've got the 24 to 105 millimeter, my main lens. We've got the main magnetic filter and the lens cap already on, so when I start doing some long exposures, I am ready to go. I really do not know though where I'm going to put this in an already packed car, but I'll think about that later. And then last but not least, it's not going in the camera bag, but do need to top up the engine oil. Went out and got myself some engine oil because I do not want the car breaking down on the way. That's happened to me in the past down in Cornwall, completely ruined the trip. Right, so the car's all loaded. I think I'm going to end this video right here. I'm going to go off and get myself some dinner. I'm going to have an early night because I've got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning for the drive down to Cornwall, which I'll be sharing on next week's video. But until then, you take care of yourselves. It's goodbye.